All right, how's everyone doing? Good to see everybody again. Well, not see you, but see you guys in the chat. So appreciate it. This was a little something that I'm not exactly sure why in the world I agreed to do this with my wife setting this thing up, but I figured it'd be something a little bit fun, clearly vulnerable. This will be this is this is going to be definitely something fun and interesting. And what she's put here in front of me, us, whoever it may be, is is going to be. I have no idea what any of this is. She's got the key with her, and she'll once we kind of get towards the end of this, I'll have her bring that in, and we can see exactly what this is. But anyway, thanks guys. Appreciate everybody joining again on another Tuesday night. For me, it's been a while for back-to-back Tuesday nights. So like I said last week, I'm going to try to make these a little more consistent, if not every week, no less than probably every other week for the most part. So I think as we kind of get going through 2023, it's just something that I really wanted to kind of do more of on Tuesday nights. I enjoy doing them. It's good kind of talking with you guys, and we'll see as we get in. I'm going to also set up the with most of these kind of streams where I don't have a guest or anything on, I'm going to kind of devote the first 15 minutes or so to you guys with questions and all of that. So you can ask away or ask somebody, a mod, whoever wants to kind of take control, or if you got something on your mind or there's something that you want. I want the first kind of at least 15 minutes or so to be kind of more about you guys and kind of interact that way rather than you just listen to me or us or whoever it may be. I want these to be also part of your experience. So that's kind of my goal for kind of 2023 with live streams. And then really, as I get guests on, have you more interactive with, questions and things like that. So, these, as much as we have fun with them, I want you guys to have as much fun with these as well. So looking forward to kind of doing more, obviously, live streams in 23. So let me first go back and say, and again, thanks guys for jumping in tonight. Really appreciate it. So first in, Dave, Blind Squirrel. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. How's it going, Marty? Good to see you, brother. Glad you could jump in here a little bit. Kitty's always in here. Usually, if not first, one of the top 3 or 4, that's for darn sure. So the boss, how's it going, Katie? Always good to see you. And Ethan, appreciate that. Roy, how's it going? We'll see you on Thursday night with the Barrel King tasting. So looking forward to that. That was a lot of fun last Thursday. There's the man of the hour, Mr. Jared. How's it going, brother? Good to see you. My man, Top Dog. Good to see you in here, buddy. Hi, Michelle. Good to see you as well. Timmy, good to see you always. Hey, Mark. How's it going, bud? Cheers to you. My man, Cam. How's it going, brother? Yeah, tell me about it. Who freaking does this? Well, Scotty, good luck with this one. I'm going to need it. This will be interesting. I mean, it's fun. I have zero idea. I basically told her, whatever it is that she sees that's open or whatever it may be, it's fair game. So I have zero idea. I haven't smelled any of these. I haven't done any of this stuff yet. So JG, my man, how's it going, brother? Roger, good to see you. Thanks for coming in tonight. Appreciate it. What else we got? Hey, Eric, how's it going, brother? Good to see you as well. Yep, we'll be hopefully make these things a little more consistent. That's my goal for 23 anyway. So, Timmy, how's it going, brother? Good to see you in here. Yeah, blindfolds, bearskin rugs. You're winning life. Oh man. So you were one of the ones that I've inflicted the whole bearskin rug thing on. Hey, sorry about that. Scott must be taking. Yeah. I do take some vitamins, but I'm gonna need more than that. So, come on, Kitty. I know. I think I thought you were maybe down in Iowa or something, but I don't know. There he is, Papa Page. How's it going? I sent him the link. Said, hey, if you don't have anything going on, then pop in here and check out the madness that will be happening tonight. So glad you could take a couple minutes. Oh God, hear this guy, man. Here we go. This is gonna be a fun one. Benny, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you, bud. Always good to see you. Smoking Firewater, good to see you as well. Oh boy, here we go. The Sticker King, he's in here. So I know he's busy at work making making her stickers for bottles and stuff coming up tonight. So thanks, bud. And if you didn't see, so Jason just dropped his top 10 bourbons of 2022. So after you're done, go check out his, or after you're done with this, go check out his, he did it as a premiere, which is kind of cool. So how's it going, Renee? I'm sure you guys are probably sitting right next to each other about ready to watch this embarrassment. So Greggy, how's it going, bud? Good to see you. Robbie D, we'll see you Thursday night, bud. Next level. Yeah, she poured out old scout. I don't know what she did. I have zero idea what she. Now, again, I'll say this. Hey, Chris, how's it going? My brother from the north. Truman, good to see you. Thanks for jumping in. He's still in. They're all creeping. They're all creeping around here. So, all right. So yeah, basically just to kind of go over a little bit of this, and then we'll kind of get into your 15 minutes of questions and all of that. And we'll make this about you guys for a little while. But, so yeah, the kind of, it was, I told her, hey, whatever it is that's open anywhere, upstairs, downstairs, wherever it may be, find something. Now, again, she probably has a few things in her mind that she's familiar with and knows because she's tried it or whatever. So I'm sure there's something, and I'm familiar with all of it, except I have no idea what any of this is. So again, fair game, and it'll be very interesting to see how this all kind of shakes out. Now, what I'll do is I'll kind of go through, nose them, taste them, do all that good stuff, and then I'll rank them, I guess, in terms of how I enjoyed, these particular ones that she kind of put in front of me tonight. So not to say that any of them are going to be bad or last place or anything. It's just going to be the blind, and how that goes. That's how it goes. So it'll be really fun. So I know when I talked to Jason earlier, he was a little abused that she had put this thing together. I think he probably wanted to know exactly what it was that she put in this blind, and it'll be really fun. She'll deliver the little key later on. I don't even have it in the room at all. So we'll see how this one goes. So all right, rather than waste any more time, let's make this a little bit about you guys and fire away. So you got 15 minutes, and then we'll get into the blind. But again, like I said, I want to make this as much about you guys as it is me talking to you and all of that. So this is something that I kind of want to do, and at least make you guys part of the live stream. That's really what it's all about. Me just sitting here talking and you watching. I don't know, maybe as fun as it is for you guys, I like to hear from you and kind of what's on your mind and all that. So if there's anyone's got a question, or if one of the mods sees something that I miss, fire away. If you've got anything for me, happy to answer. Or, if you just want to talk a little bit of bourbon or whatever it may be, or, something through the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club, whatever it may be, or somebody else's channel that you've been watching, any comments, fire away. So now, Cam, my guess would be she would have a almost impossible time finding 5 single malts in this house. I'll tell you that. So it's that would be a tough one. And honestly, she probably could come up with 5 would be my guess, but she more than likely wouldn't know what many or any of them were. So, I do like the single malts. Now, what I will say is I like the cask strength single malts. That's something that really kind of hits home. I appreciate a cask strength single malt just because of that extra flavor that it does. And I think sometimes, whether it's Scotch or, again, American single malt, the lower proof sometimes, for whatever reason, just doesn't do it for me. So it's kind of, something I can do without for the most part. I think as much as a lot of us thought that American single malt would kind of take a bigger step maybe in 2022, I just don't know if it ever really did. I know we had released at least 1, maybe 2 through the club this year, but and they did fairly well, I would say. Most people were happy with all of that, but it was, I don't know. I mean, it just, nothing, I don't think, with our group for the most part is going to just overtake bourbon for the most part. So all right, so Alexander, what do you got here for me? Let me back up. Hey, Adam, how's it going? Good to see you, brother. Alexander, we need good bourbon whiskey to talk about this. this country, but with good discount and free shipping. Check these guys out. Oh, all right. I don't know. Probably some kind of spam or something. I don't know what it kind of seems like, but good old Facebook. Gotta love Facebook. So, all right, Timmy, what do you got for me right away? Do you think there are many releases from all the YouTube whiskey? Wait, do you think there are too many releases? Oh, too many from all the YouTube whiskey tubers. So, I mean, as much as you would like to have a larger, I guess, share of what people are enjoying. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, are there too many? I don't know. I guess I'll leave that up to you to decide. I mean, I believe in what it is that Jason and I are doing, and I don't want to necessarily say it's the best, but in terms of what it is we do and our dedication to what it is we do and the amount of time that we try to put into things, I'd like to think we're at the top or near the top in producing these kind of single barrel picks. And we, this year will be hopefully a little bit more where we get more people involved. I mean, that was kind of one of our things early on, was to, really be able to get a lot of more people involved and do it that way. So, I guess more so than just doing virtual picks, we'd like to hopefully be able to get more people, participating with them, or with us, at a distillery. So we'll see how that goes. But as far as too many, I don't know. I'll leave that up to you guys, and you'll figure out which ones ultimately that you appreciate more than whatever. So there's a lot to go around. So what do you got, Cam? So I actually thought you were a fan of single. No, I do. I don't mind some of the American single malts. Again, not as much of a Scotch guy, but I do appreciate a really good American single malt, but at cask strength. So you're right. Too many. Yeah, I'll tell you, it's one of those things. I just, too many of something, I don't know. I guess I'll leave that up to you guys to decide if it's too many. So, so I do agree. It seems like Jason do offer a lot of different releases. So that's been really part of what we have kind of focused on. And as many as we were able to do last year, we may kind of pull it back a little bit. So we're going to maybe be a little bit more selective in terms of what we do. But really the goal is always to try to continue to deliver you guys things that are different, fun, interesting, maybe things that you don't ever see in your areas. So, again, whether they sell out in 5 minutes or not, that's not always the point. The point is trying to offer you guys, something that's different and unique that maybe you can't just always get everywhere. So, we're working on it. So we do a lot of stuff with Jay over at Shared Pour, and he does a lot of advocating for us. So Robbie, I mean, we're going to try our best to get you another Elijah Craig barrel proof. And again, a lot of that all comes down to allocation, how many they're allowing out there. And if that's the case, if we're able to get one, then we'll 100% pull the trigger on that one. So how's it going, Christopher? Good to see you, brother. Is it a consensus top distillery 2022 lineup was Heaven Hill? Boy, they released a lot of good ones this year. That's for sure. So, that would be, I'm going to answer for him. That's a hard pass. Don't go wait in line 8 hours for anything. That's ridiculous. Can't wait to show you guys the Dancing Goat. I'll tell you what, we were talking about this earlier, and I had posted something on Patreon this morning about that Dancing Goat 100% MGP corn whiskey, which again is not all that common. Then finished in a Spanish oak, so large Spanish oak barrels. They basically look like, I don't want to say cognac or whatever, but they're those large, I don't know if they're 200 liters or 300 liters or whatever they are, but they're large barrels that we ultimately ended up splitting with a group down in Illinois. So we have a fair amount coming, and to me, I'll say this, it's a special whiskey that, again, I don't think there's a lot of people doing that finish with that Spanish oak, and what it does to a whiskey is crazy. It's a little bit, I don't want to compare the two, but the Amburana, it was like that when it kind of first came out. But again, this is not something that many people are doing at all. So I can't wait to be able to show you guys all this stuff. Yeah, you can call it this. Basically, mellow corn. It's mellow corn finished in Spanish oak barrels, which is ridiculous. So crazy. So we're really excited for that one. All right, what do you got here, Timmy? Scott, you drink a lot of Spottic. Great. You know what, Tim? I wouldn't say no. I don't drink a lot of it. I think it was a hot item for a lot of years earlier on when it kind of first came out, but it's just now an average beer around here. So, definitely an awesome channel. If you guys haven't checked them out, definitely follow JG's lead and subscribe to Ethan and Katie's channel. What else we got here? So, yeah, it's not so mellow corn. I'll say it's a really, really nice whiskey, fairly high proof. I want to say in that 118 to 120 range, but I mean, what it did was, for you guys, when you try it, my guess is you'll probably want a backup of that if they don't somehow sell out. But absolutely incredible whiskey. So, how's it going, Trevor? Good to see you, bud. Hopefully, you're starting to get a lot of your. Oh, geez, you probably are pretty much through harvest and all of that. Unless there's other things that you guys do during the winter, I'm sure you're looking forward to a little bit of downtime. So, all right, what else anybody got for me? Anything else hot? What's on your mind? And then we'll dive into this mystery flight. I know the wife's watching right now, so this will be interesting. How's it going, Nate? Good to see you, brother. Thanks for jumping in. What do we got? Polly P. Robbie D. I mean, overall, okay, that wasn't for me, so. Oh, man, I can't wait. Now we're going to talk a little bit of sports. This could take me off on could take me down the old rabbit hole on that one. So absolutely excited. I think most people who are Wisconsin fans are excited for what Luke Fickell is building. I mean, what he's done so far, and I'll keep this one short, but what he's done with the transfer portal and getting some of those guys, I don't think in the last, several years, I don't think people have been as excited as Wisconsin fans are now. So I'm super excited, pumped for the 2023 season. I think if things kind of pan out the way it is, we're going to be right in there. I'll say for maybe even potentially the big game at the end of the year. It could be that good. I mean, they've loaded up with a lot of great players. So, yeah, they're not even on yet. I don't think she's watching them. So maybe she is. I don't know, but I will say this. So I think Todd and the Indy 21090 should probably be following me after this. So once you guys are done, head over, check out those two and see exactly what they've got going on. They're always super entertaining. Love those guys. So, all right, a couple more and we'll kind of get going on this. They're an underdog M&J pick this year. People may overlook, but could be in people's top 5. Oh, that's interesting, Justin. Man, so we haven't done a lot of the ones yet. Now, a lot of the ones that are releasing now, we did in obviously 22. But I guess, I mean, right out of the gate, I mean, I will say, just since we were talking about it, I think that Dancing Goat corn whiskey that's finished in the Spanish oak, I think it's going to really surprise a lot of people. It's rich, complex, great proof. Again, non-chill filtered. It's what a lot of us want. And I think it'll be very interesting, delicious. It's a great whiskey. So, I'm really looking forward to being able to release that. But as far as trying to do, other things or what's going to be a hitter this year, we do have the other Nashville barrels that are coming. I think those will be great. It'll be interesting to see how those kind of perform against the Houdini. That's going to be kind of the benchmark. I knew that one was a big one. We also have some more stuff coming from Rare Character, which will be fun to do. And one other thing I'll say is don't sleep on the ones that are coming here pretty soon. We have not only the Japanese whiskeys that we did, the Kayo that we did with those. So those were tremendous. Again, finished in Mizunara. Those were really, really incredible Japanese whiskeys. And then the Cedar Ridge. Those were two that we went to Iowa. We kind of spent a couple days there, and it was just an absolute ton of fun. And the whiskey that they've got coming out of there, I'll say, really kind of keep your eyes on. Don't sleep on what it is Cedar Ridge is doing. So, but I think those will be a couple really good. We have a double oak and a just their standard bourbon. Those were two that we couldn't walk away. We know we always go in open-minded with whatever it is we're doing, and we never know what we're going to end up with. And those were just two great whiskeys that we just couldn't walk away with. And we had Murphy Quint, who's the head distiller there with us. It was just four of us: myself, Jason, Jamie, and Murphy. Murphy and Jamie part of Cedar Ridge, and we just spent a good part of the afternoon out in the Rick House going through a lot of different things, and it was a ton of fun. So hopefully we'll be able to get to do the a Lucky 7 pick this year. I'm gonna keep going, and I'll keep pestering them. So all right, what do you got, Mr. Ritter? So I may be lining you guys up for a hard shoot. All right, cool. That would be awesome if you're able to get us in on that deal. We'd love to make the trek down potentially, and have you be part of that. Obviously, if you can get us in on that deal, that'd be absolutely fantastic. I've heard a lot of great things. Haven't had the pleasure yet of trying it, but have seen a lot of people do a lot of really great reviews on that. So I know Lance from Whiskey Tornado is kind of a big proponent to that, or of them. So yeah, really interested in that. So yeah, Todd, if you can get that for us, let us know some info, and we'll be happy to get you involved in that one with us. So all right, so let's do this, and we'll wrap up the old 15 minutes of goodness, and we'll get going on what everyone is here for tonight. See what in the world my wife is going to hit me with. So this is going to be interesting. So I've been given the order of my left to right. So for you guys, right to left. But I'm gonna start right here on my left, and we'll see what we're gonna do. And then I'll kind of rank them. I'll go through, nose it, try it, nose it. We'll kind of do all those and taste, and each one kind of move down the line. And then I'll go back through, and we'll see how these things all kind of shake out. And then I'll sound the whistle, and we'll see what we've got here. So let me get rid of all these little bad boys here, and we'll get going. So, and then each glass has a different logo on it. So that's how she classified all of these. So cheers, guys. Thanks for hanging out tonight. We'll dive into this and see what in the world. Boy, there's a lot of great aromas coming off of these things so far. So I'll try to, maybe if I can, write down what I think it is, and then ultimately I'll write down the order of how I kind of prefer it. So we'll see. And I'll keep an eye on the super chats, the questions. So, all right, guys, cheers. We'll see. Oh man, that's already, whatever it is, it's beautiful. Oaky, rich, fruity. Oh man, that's really, I'm already liking number one a lot. It's like right in my wheelhouse for what this is. It smells like something that's got like some age on it. There's like this buttercream, but with that kind of nice, sweet, like rich, like Rick House effect on that. I love the oak that's on this one. No, Todd, it's definitely not peaty. I'd have knocked those things all over if that was the case. Yeah, really, really nice nose on that. Boy, I have more of that kind of cherry influence on this one. All right, let's give this one a try. Cheers, guys. Man, whatever it is, it's damn good. It's, if I'm describing it, it's got that kind of deep, rich fruits. Nice, really nice, beautiful oak on that. It's that if you've been in a rick house, it tastes like that smells. It tastes like there's some age on that. Man, nice vanillas, nice caramels, but the oak is really standing out really, really nicely on that for me. I don't know if I were the same, which they could be, but there a couple of them look a little different in color, so I'm going to say no. But yeah, that's just I'm almost guaranteeing it's some kind of barrel proof of some sort. It's coming across, I think, as the oak that's taming down some of the proof that's there. So that's what's making me think this is a slightly older, and it's definitely a bourbon. It's making me think that it's just something that's sat in a barrel for a little while because it's got that nice rick housey, dare I say, smooth, it's velvety mouth coating, nice finish. Yeah, I could really get behind that one a lot. Boy, that cherry, the cherry is really kind of coming out quite a bit in this one. I don't know, like I'm almost thinking there's like a slight nuttiness that's there. It's making me think of like a Heaven Hill product of some sort. I don't know if it's like an Elijah Craig barrel proof, because sometimes those have a tendency for me to drink slightly hotter, and that's not drinking really, really hot at all. So I don't know what that is yet, but I'm thinking maybe some kind of Heaven Hill. Yeah, man, it's Troy. It's all over. It's whatever she could find and whatever she wanted to pour, it was fair game. So yeah, there could be finishes, there could be all kinds of things. So it's really going to, if there's some kind of heavy finish, there's something that could throw off the rest of them. So it'll be very interesting to hear how this whole thing kind of shakes out. So all right, so this one's a little more muted coming off of one. One was like kind of getting big and bold right out of the gate. Interesting. I'm not getting like a lot. I'm not getting a lot of there's the world's top whiskey taster. How's it going, Mr. Porter? Good to see you, brother. Thanks for jumping in. Yeah, this one is, man, I can't tell if that's like a rye. There's a little bit of like there's a slight kind of like minty or almost a finish, but man, it's a little muted coming off of one. All right, let me try this one. I want to see. Maybe that'll help open up the nose a little bit on this one. Man, I don't know. It's very muted coming off of one. I don't know whatever that whiskey is. I don't know if it's going to like show very well coming off of one. So, and again, she's not overly familiar with maybe how you should set one of these things up in terms of rise and proof and all that. I just told her, hit me with whatever you've got and let's roll. So, but yeah, that's definitely coming across a little more, muted. It's not giving me an impression of like something that's high proof at all. It's almost softer. It's almost softer, like a weeded bourbon of some sort, but it's not coming across as really very high proof. But again, it could just be because, one was a little higher proof. So that'll be interesting to see what that is. So, Don't forget to mention Dusty Dan's pick to help. Oh, yeah. So Dusty's got over again at Shared Pour. And we helped Dusty with his Sagamore pick. And it's a banger. It's, it's an incredible, incredible rye whiskey blend that Sagamore did for him, allowed him to do a barrel pick. And you guys can go over to Shared Pour right now and pick up a bottle. I don't know how many are left, but I doubt there are very many. And of course, then you get a big old sticker with Dusty's mug on it. So, it doesn't get any better than that. Big old mug and a great whiskey, win-win situation right there. So, but yeah, absolutely incredible Sagamore rye whiskey. To kind of do a little spin on that quick while we're kind of going through these. Next week, I'll have Brian Tracy on from Sagamore. We're going to be talking about everything going on with the distillery, our meetup, our spring fling that we've got for Mash and Journey Whiskey Club that we'll be doing out there in May this year. So a lot of stuff going on. We'll talk about whiskeys, what he's got going on, everything. So absolutely love what it is that Sagamore is doing, and everything that they've got going on and all the accolades is 100% well-deserved. All right, let's get back into this here a little bit. So beautiful color on this, as you guys can see. Nice, really nice color on that. So we'll see what we've got here. Yeah, a little bit similar to one. But again, a lot of the traditional like bourbon notes, that nice oak, caramels, vanillas, a lot of that. Definitely some nice brown sugars on this one as well. Starting to come through. This is almost kind of smelling a little bit like, I don't want to say like one of our recent Driftless Glen picks a little bit. It's coming across as something that's got a slightly different kind of profile to it, a little bit, little used to it. Yeah, definitely go check him out. Thanks, Jace, for posting that. But yeah, definitely pick up a bottle or two of Dusty's Sagamore. He'll appreciate it. All right, let's give this one a try. I'm thinking just based on the nose, maybe this is a Glen or a Glen Creek, a Driftless Glen. So I think that's a with the mintiness that's on that, I'm going to venture to say that's a rye whiskey. Very, very, I'll say very orange forward. So it could be this guy right here, possibly. So, but kind of put a little dent in that, small dent over the weekend when we went away. But great rye. Yeah, lots of chocolate, orange, a lot of nice kind of little citrus notes. Again, nice proof on that. If that is a Driftless Glen, that's a really, really incredible rye whiskey right there. So, man, very, very nice. Man, she's hitting me. So far, I'm like most interested to know what number 2 is, just because of where it's fallen in these two and like where it was placed. This thing is between like kind of two monsters. It's a crazy. I have no idea what in the world that is. I'll be really interested to see what that is. Actually, 1, 2. I think I know what that is just based on the flavor profile and my familiarity with it. But I've been known to be wrong. That's for darn sure. So, all right, let's go on to number 4. We'll see what we've got. So, yeah, like Tim said, it was great. I'll even go out and say, as far as when we did our 3 Sagamigos, his might even trump that pick that we did, and that was a great rye whiskey that we chose. But Dan's Sagamore pick, it may even be better than the 3 Sagamigos, which is saying an awful lot. So, what's in the flight tonight, man? I have zero idea. So the wife put this thing together, Vic, and I have no idea what any of this stuff was. I told her go pick some whiskeys, how many ever was going to be in the flight. That's what we were going to do tonight. And that's where we're at right now. So, oh man, what is this? Boy, for some reason, like I'm not getting a lot of different stuff on the nose tonight. That's a little bit interesting. There's something that's very like lemony about it. It's bright, like kind of fruity, maybe even like a, oh man, what in the world is that? That's something different. It's different coming off of 3, that's for sure. So I mean, this thing is like, it's all over the board right now. Boy, that's really, it's very bright is what it is on the nose. What it is right now, I have no idea. It's not coming through as a traditional like bourbon profile at all. I guess a chance that's maybe another rye whiskey. All right, let's give this one a try and see where we're at with this. Oh, son of a bitch, that's different. What in the world is that? Boy, that's way different coming off of 4. I'm even struggling with what that is. Boy, this one's probably throwing me for a loop, maybe even more than number 2. I don't know what you did. Yeah, that's very interesting. I'm just trying. I mean, the color is different, so the color is a little lighter. I don't know if this is something that's like older. Man, it's just not, for whatever reason, it is not coming through as something familiar to me, like really at all. And I might even say there's a finish on this. I mean, 3 smelled like it has a finish. But that orange and chocolate that was coming out is making me think of the Driftless Glen pick that we did not long ago. But you'd almost, it's almost like a cocktail in a glass. It's that much of a kind of a finishing kind of nose and taste profile on that one. All right, I got to get back into this one a little bit more. So, how's it going, Andrew? Good to see you. Make sure you check your email later tonight or tomorrow. I'll be sending out the links for the Thursday night Zoom Barrel King tasting. So check your email on that one. It's coming directly to your email. So man, this is very interesting. I cannot figure out what in the world this is. Huh. All right, let me try it one more time. Man, I am like at a loss as to what that is. It's got some really nice spice. There's a sweetness. There's almost this like candied apple aspect to it. I'll also say like citrusy, like it's like a bright fruit. Man, that's interesting. It's got a really nice lingering spice on it, though. Yeah, absolutely. Glad you could be. Glad it'll work out. So yeah, make sure you check your email later. If you somehow don't get it before Thursday night, just shoot me a message. I'll make sure to get you the link. Man, I have zero idea what 4 is. It's coming across as, it's weird because I want to say that it's like this. Like, I don't know, like somehow the barrel seagrass, but like the like the gray label or something that's very bright. And unless that's actually, I wonder if that's a Found North. I wonder if that's a Canadian whiskey. That's what it was. Maybe that's what this is. I don't know if that's what it is or not, but maybe that's an older Canadian whiskey, Canadian rye or something. It's got that brightness that's there to it. Nice oak, nice kind of vanillas. But there's like it almost feels and tastes like it's got a finish, on it. But again, it's very bright, good proof on it. I can tell there's a little bit of proof that's there on it. But man, that's a really tasty one too. But they are all over. She's done a heck of a job with picking some incredibly different whiskeys. That's for sure. So good job on setting this thing up. So all right, let's go with the last one. We'll see, and then I'll kind of go back through and see what we've got and figure this out a little bit. It's interesting. It's as much as you like want to smell it and like know what it is right away. It's just these blinds, I'll tell you. And that's why like when I do them, doing anything blind and not having labels in front of you, because it'd be very easy to have all 5 of these in front of me with labels and then pick and choose which one I like, just based on prior, tastings or whatever it is. But that's why when I kind of set up some, tastings and doing all that, I love to do everything, from a blind perspective, because it allows people to really challenge their palate and gets you thinking a little bit outside the box at times. And maybe sometimes your mind will play tricks on you, and that's what happens with these things. But it really allows you to kind of explore that side of it when you're tasting things and not knowing or having any label bias or anything like that. Yeah, again, this one kind of smells a little bit kind of like fruity, almost like 4 did. But she wouldn't pick 2 of the same things, I don't think. I don't know. Holy cow. Oh man, Eric. I don't know. I mean, a lot. Geez, I don't know. I mean, just off the top of my head, I mean, she probably had, I don't know, 150, 200. I mean, just off the top of my head, maybe even more. But yeah, quite a bit. I mean, it could be anything. Now, again, that could be our picks. It could be, I mean, I've got cabinets full of stuff downstairs. I mean, it could be anything. So I have zero idea what in the world she's pulling from. That's for sure. So, boy, as much as I thought this was a like a Canadian whiskey, man, I am all over the place. Thanks, Maddie. Appreciate it. Hey, Scott and Jason. Excited to be a Patreon. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Love the support, and hopefully you'll appreciate what we've got coming for you here in 2023. So thanks again. Appreciate the support and the super chat. No, this one doesn't taste like donuts, Nate. The one of these tastes a little bit like one of our donuts picks, but I'm really kind of struggling with 4 and 5. They're to me somewhat similar. Yeah, it could be double. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she did. Maybe both of these. Maybe they're the same damn thing. I don't know. It could very well be. I don't think she would do that, but man, mean, just looking at the colors, they're very similar. All right, I got to try to start figuring out. Like, I mean, I love one from a bourbon standpoint because it's everything I love in a bourbon. This one again, I kind of struggled with a little bit coming off of one. 3, I love the orange and kind of chocolate. Did come across for me as like a rye whiskey, a little bit of that mint aspect to it. Maybe she did. She probably did. I probably have zero idea what any of this stuff is. She probably just, I don't even know how she even guessed or figured out what in the world she was going to do. So crazy. All right, let me start going back through and I'll kind of start pinpointing which ones I like the most. So right now, I think 1 and 3 are kind of standing out the most. I really kind of like this one the more I kind of got into it. 2, I kind of struggled with a little bit in terms of what it was. So that'll be interesting. 5, oh man. Yeah, again, 5 is just coming across as bright, fruity, maybe even slightly tropical. Oh, she sent you this stuff. Okay. All right. Interesting. Go figure. You guys are in collusion. This is bad. This is bad. Yeah, it's just coming across as, again, very, very kind of fruity, bright, citrusy. Man, it smells like a Canadian whiskey is what it smells like to me. Now, again, I will preface this by saying my wife is Canadian, so she may want to lean a little heavier towards Canadian whiskeys. And we've got a few good. I've got a few good ones. I mean, definitely all the Found North stuff. I mean, that's some of the, as far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, if not the best, some of the best Canadian whiskeys that are out on the market right now. And I'd recommend anything from Found North. So, um, man, Sergey, this is a guarantee. Like you already know, I'm already embarrassing myself. So this is the way it is. But again, it's gonna be fun to kind of see where some of these things. Nate, that's a good one. Maybe on my behalf next year for Jason's blend again. I'll have Jason. I'll have Julie put together a little blend and have her submit something what she would be kind of comfortable with doing, and she might do a damn good job. So. PB&J, I don't know. There's I might have to test this one out later on. So I have not made the post stream PB&J quite yet, so could be coming on the horizon though. So, and you and I, we got to get together. We're too close to not be sharing some good whiskey, that's for sure. So, all right, let's go. I'm gonna start 5. I'll go. I think if I continue to say that, so let me try it. We'll start here, and man, I'm almost done. Actually, let me move on to number 4 here. The red white of the blend. Man, 4 is good. There's almost this like oaky chocolate espresso note on that. Shit, 4 is good. I think now my palate's acclimated to proof, so I'm not getting a lot of heat on anything. Yeah, Brian, she'll be polite about it. Trust me, I don't always get the polite Canadian. Trust me on that, but she may disagree. She's just on the other side of the house, probably watching this stuff right now. So, Terrence, real quick, love them. I'll leave it at that. The old Dusty Sag pick. All right, man, 4 is really, really good. I'm loving the like kind of chocolate. Oh, what else is that? Sorry if you're having to listen to me smack my lips and stuff all over, move the whiskey around. Man, chocolate, espresso. Again, a little bit on the brighter side, fruity. I don't know, I'm going to stick with that being a Canadian whiskey as well. That's one thing I get with a lot of, and probably a lot of other people do too, but the brightness that's there. I'm thinking in my mind, like Found North, that's like what I'm locked onto, because really it's about the only Canadian whiskey that I get into or try, but it's what it's kind of giving me the impression of. So all right, I'll go back to 3. 3 is dark. I mean, 3 is very, very dark. Maybe the darkest of the entire bunch. And I think, let me go back to the nose here on this one. I'm still at a loss for, man, is that, shit, I don't know. Like the only one that's coming across as a rye whiskey right now, like in terms of American, is that these are kind of maybe coming across to me a little bit slightly as like a Canadian rye. This I can almost guarantee is this. It's just too, it's too orange. I mean, it's as much orange. I mean, this thing is like, would make, if you were willing to make like a great old fashioned or a Manhattan, I'll say an old fashioned. I know traditionally it's bourbon and not rye, but man, the amount of orange that's on this, man, this would make a killer cocktail. Oh, that's so good. Man, fruit, chocolate, orange. Still that mint, a little bit of mint that you get, kind of more as it kind of the finish develops, but it's that mint kind of orange mint chocolate chip, something like that. Man, very, very good. If that's what that is. I'm thinking it is just based on the profile, but yeah, Andrew, she could have taken all the samples and just like mixed a bunch of stuff. She may not even know what the hell any of this stuff is. She's probably like, screw you. That's a possibility. There's a bunch of sample bottles, but usually the sample bottles I give to my dad. He's more of a cocktail guy than he is just necessarily sipping things neat. But he appreciates all the barrel samples that we do that he gets to use for cocktails. So needless to say, he gets to make pretty darn good cocktails. All right, let's go back to number 2. This one really kind of stumped me. I had no idea what number 2 is. So, man, I have no idea what 2 is. Like 2 is still coming across to me as slightly flat. I mean, all these other ones have got so much flavor, a lot kind of going on with the nose that this one's just falling a little flat. I mean, there's a slight kind of nutty characteristic to it on it. Man, let me try it again here. Oh my gosh. And I'm really stumped on number 2. It's just not familiar to me at all for whatever reason. I don't know if it just has to do with what I'm tasting here, but man, number 2 is interesting. I'm just not getting a lot on number 2. And I don't know if this is like a weeded bourbon. Oh man. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just coming across as with it being kind of soft. It's a little bit lighter. So I'm trying to kind of think of like what I would have that would be kind of light or like a weeded. It's not drinking like it's a lot of like heavy proof. It's very easy to drink. I don't know. It seems more like a weeder to me. It's just like kind of soft and I don't want to quite say doughy, but there's this just overall kind of softness to it. So, all right, let me have one of these and I'll kind of start ranking some of these. No, I don't think this is a corn whiskey, Andrew. And if I did have a corn whiskey, I mean, the only one that I've got that's really actual corn whiskey. I mean, I've got an older mellow corn that's downstairs, but I don't think that's what that is. But I have no idea. 2 is really kind of throwing me. I'll be really interested to see what man, Old Elk. Would it be Old Elk? I don't know. Porch pounder. One of these days I'm looking forward to a couple porch pounders with you. That's for sure. Man, I don't know. 2 is very interesting. I'm gonna stick with it being weeded. I don't know if it is or not, but it's just coming across as that. I mean, this right here for me is like what I love with a bourbon right here. Man, good, really good proof. Again, that Rickhouse effect. Slight nuttiness. I mean, I'm thinking maybe a Heaven Hill kind of product, but absolutely love it. I mean, one's probably my wheelhouse. So like this is kind of where when we're doing our picks, this is like a benchmark for me. Like when I love that rich, velvety, oaky, sweet, viscous, good finish. That's the kind of bourbon that I love to kind of sip on. So when we're off doing barrel picks, this is always something in the back of my mind that I'm using as a benchmark. So like, I mean, I guess I'll say like a lot of times the Elijah Craig barrel proof, like that profile, that kind of, heavier, rich, fruity, oaky, vanillas, caramels, all those heavy flavors is my wheelhouse. So, I'll say like as a benchmark, Elijah Craig barrel proof is kind of what I almost work off of when we're doing picks. So that's kind of my benchmark type of bourbon. So just to kind of give you guys an idea, but absolutely love number 1, love number 3. These 2 are interesting. 2 is just falling somewhat flat to me because I don't know why. It is. And no, I do have a special reserve downstairs, and it's an older one. It's one of the old, it was a 175 of Weller Special Reserve, but it was like in a cabinet downstairs. I mean, maybe she'd pull it. I don't know. No, not an Evan Williams 12. I don't think it's that, but I don't know. I'll be interesting to see what number 2 is. This is why I like try to think of like what it is that she knows and maybe what she's familiar with that she would maybe drink. But she doesn't ever really reach for many weeded bourbons. So that's kind of, or weeded whiskeys, whatever it may be. I don't know what the heck number 2 is. Number 2 is definitely interesting. No Bernheim. I don't have like a wheat whiskey or anything. I mean, I do have Old Elk and we do have the wheat whiskey, but again, it's a little higher proof. I would think that would show up a little bit more than that. And that's just kind of falling. I mean, it's sweet. I mean, it's vanilla cream. Nice kind of light little spice on it. You know, decent amount of oak. I don't know what it is. So, all right, let's do this. So she has right now the labels of each glass. I'm going to write down, I think, which one I prefer, like which one I'll rank these. And then I'm going to make a guess as to what I think they are. These two I'm going to have to try again, I think, to kind of get an idea of what that is. But all right, so let's see. So number 1, which is in a Dancing Goat glass. Actually, let me rank them first, and then I will come back and try to figure out what they are. So this is a tough one here. Man, maybe that's a rye. That might be a rye whiskey right there. There's something. It's fruity and tropical is what the 5 is. I like 4 quite a bit too. I'm going to say 3 and then number 4. All right, so I've got my order of how I'm going to rank them. Now I just need to figure out what I think they are, and we'll cheers. How's it going on Wisconsin? Yes, sir. The Waxter, he finally showed up. Good to see you, brother. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to kind of guess as to what I think these are now. I've got the order already. All right, number 1 I'm going to say is some kind of Heaven Hill product. Great traditional bourbon, barrel proof of some sort. Knowing my wife and maybe what she would pick, I'm going to say this might be that 12-year. It might be that 12-year. Shoot, what was the one from? Oh man, what is it? No, I don't think it's a 1792 full proof. The 12-year that was done by Luxro. What's the 12-year one that they did? That was the. All right, someone help me out here. I'm like having a brain meltdown here. No, it's not really like a peanut butter funk. It's not that heavy. Like I'm thinking it's that 12-year. What's the Luxro? The 12-year. It's got the copper cork and everything on it. Shoot, what is it called? As soon as I see it in the chat, I'll know. Not the double oaked. It was like I think they did like a 2-barrel blend. Each one was like a 2-barrel blend. All right, come on, someone help me out here. It was like the Luxro. No, not Orphan Barrel. Was it just the Luxro? Was it the Luxro 12-year? Yeah, maybe the 12-year double barrel. Okay, maybe that's what it was. Yeah, okay. Someone said double barrel, or double oaked, but all right, that's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say the 12-year double barrel. I don't know. I know she likes that one quite a bit, but that's what I'm gonna say that one was. All right, let me go to my number 2 was number 3. Man, that's for sure. That is for sure our Driftless Glen. That's the Driftless Glen Rye. That's gonna be the Blood Orange Brownie. That is like literally the perfect description for that one. Yeah. Oh, definitely the square bottle. So that's a good one. I know now I think when we got them, they were like, I don't know, I want to say $1.25. They were a little bit less, or maybe 150. And I think they've crept above maybe even 200 at the distillery now. But man, they've always been such a great whiskey. Now, the good part was when we were there, she already had too much to drink, so I was able to kind of finagle a second bottle in, which was kind of nice. So I think the key to being able to buy extra whiskey with your wife is, I don't know, essentially just get them drunk, and then they'll just agree to things. So, but I think this one is the Driftless. I'm gonna say number 4. Man, what is 4? It's coming across as a rye. That's the Blue Ash Farm one. I'm gonna say Found North. Number 5. I have no Blood Oath anything, so I'm not generally a huge fan of it. So, I know it's definitely not Blood Oath. There's really almost none of it here. Yeah, the blood or the Luxro, the 12-year stuff is all basically Heaven Hill when they were sourcing stuff. So that's what that is, Drew. Man, 5 is good too. Man, it's fruity, like it might be a rye of some sort too. I'm confused on that one, but I like it. Number 5, what is that? Man, again, it's very citrusy. This will be really interesting to see what in the world she put together here. I don't know what that is, and I definitely don't know what this is. See, now, like, as I go back or come back to it, there's a slight nuttiness on that one, too. Man, I'm, like, even more confused than I was when I started. Number 5. No, I don't have any of the orange curacao stuff. And number 3, I'm pretty sure that's Driftless. Number 1, I don't know, I'm going to go with like a Heaven Hill product of some sort. What do I have? Number 5, number 4. Man, I don't know what in the world that is. It's got this sweetness that's there. Man, these are both very similar. That's got more orange on it too. I think that's maybe Found North. I don't know. Shit. I gotta figure out what this is. No, I don't have an orange curacao for 5. Actually, I don't have anything that's finished in orange curacao, to be honest. None of the Parkers. I don't know. It's a really nice nose. Let me give it one more try. Man, I have no idea. It's very orangey though. I was like trying to think of like something that she likes. So, all right, Julie, if you're watching, if you can bring me the results or the key. Number 5, I don't know what. Number 2, what did I have as the barrel? I had this one last. Only because I can't figure out what it is, but I'm getting this. Man, I just don't know. It's just drinking like soft. Like it's a weeder of some sort, but Very interesting. How's it going, bud? Good to see you in here. Thanks for jumping in. All right, so let me text the queen here and see if she can bring me the key. See what we've got. And we'll get this thing figured out. So I've got the order of how I chose them. And we'll pick that stuff out here. So let's see what we've got. Might be a thing we need to do. I'm a huge cyclist as well, so mostly road bike stuff for me. But I don't do a lot of off-roading stuff. But maybe might have to get a little cycling thing going on here. So, all right, man, this is really good. Like 3, I loved a lot. All right. Oh, we got a special. Looks like we have a special guest who's going to deliver the key. All right, let's go. Come on. Oh, he probably got woken up. So, all right, we gotta make gotta get the old man here, the appearance that we've got. So, look at his the little key here. So, all right, thanks, buddy. All right, you can go back to bed now. Tell mom thanks for delivering the stuff. All right, so let's see what we've got. So, holy moly, what do you got going on there? Okay, so all right, so let's see. My number 5 was the barrel glass. Man, oh man, are you kidding? Number 2, I'm assuming there's no way. Again, this is going to be evidence of how a blind flight goes and how this oftentimes finishes in the whole deal. So number 5, this is crazy because when we did this was like absolutely unbelievable. So anyway, number 5, and I don't have the bottle, unfortunately, but I'm assuming she has written down in the barrel glass, 4 Roses pick. I'm assuming she picked our Mash and Journey 4 Roses, which I have no idea. I have no idea how in the world that finished 5, even though, excuse me, I kind of do because because oftentimes 4 Roses doesn't do well in blind because of the profile that it has, and that's clearly the case because when we were doing our barrel pick, I mean, this thing was a monster like on its own amongst other 4 Roses. So number 5, which finished last in tonight's flight, was the 4 Roses. I'm guessing Mash and Journey, if that's what she chose, that it finished 5th. And let's see, let's go with number 4, which was the M&J glass, which I was having a hard time. Yeah, it was interesting, very interesting. So M&J was the interesting. So this was the Sagamore port finished rye whiskey. So I think I had identified it as a rye, but I wasn't getting, I don't think the port. I mean, I got a lot of the fruit and everything that was there, but that's interesting. And the port that I've got, that bottle's been open for quite some time. So again, that's one of her favorites. So that doesn't surprise me that would be in there, but it finished 4th amongst these. And I think the proof on that was maybe in that 106, 108, something like that. Very, very interesting. So, all right, that's kind of interesting to hear that. So, all right, so my number 3 was the Blue Ash Farms glass. Blue Ash. So that was the Barrel King Philly blend. So this was, and I had Found North. I had it as a Canadian whiskey, but this was the one. So the Barrel King Found North is the one that is finished in like, there's like this strawberry. Again, this is where it was like fruity and bright. I'm probably picking more of this stuff up now, more of that strawberry, that fruitiness that was there. Sauternes. What else is the Philly blend? Man, that was interesting. That finished for me as my number 3. So that, again, was the Barrel King Philly blend. So very interesting to see how that one kind of stacked up. And I had it as Found North, but again, as that Canadian, like what they do with those kind of whiskeys, very, very interesting to see that as number 3, but a great overall whiskey. So that's a 95.5. I had it as a rye. So I would just, and let's see, Jared has strawberry brandy, Sauternes, Armagnac. So it's got a lot going on. I think this, for me, this is why I was maybe slightly confusing it with the Found North, because it tasted older and it had that finishing kind of aspect and everything that was there to it, that fruitiness that was on it. So, all right, so let's go to my number 2 that I had, which was the Whiskey Nose Glass. And that was, okay, so I kind of nailed that one. So that was a Blood Orange Brownie. So that thing was just, that's as much orange and chocolate that I've ever had on any whiskey, period. I mean, it is like almost a cocktail in a glass. So great whiskey, period. So, all right. So my number 1 was the Dancing Goat. I nailed it. So Lux Row 12 year. So I that was just like that quintessential bourbon profile that any bourbon lover, for the most part, will really, really enjoy. So I had it as Heaven Hill, which ultimately it is. It's the Lux Row 12 year. Great bourbon. So, all right. So here it is again. So my number 1, Lux Row 12 year. My number 2 was the Driftless Glen Blood Orange Brownie. Number 3 was the Barrel King Philly blend, which again was the Sauternes. Let's see, strawberry brandy and Armagnac. Crazy how he did that. That was unbelievable. Number 4, which was the M&J glass. That was a Sagamore port finish. And then number 5, I'm like, I mean, this is just where this one just got blown away by all of the finishes, all of the other flavor profiles. But 5th for me was our Four Roses pick that we did last year. So absolutely incredible flight. She did one hell of a job with putting this together. It was all over the place. I mean, from 12 year Sauternes, port finish, rye whiskey. So this thing was all over the place. I mean, it was one hell of a challenge. So kudos to her for coming up with that flight. That was one right there that would challenge, I would say, just about anybody. So there you have it. There's the fun part right there with being able to do a blind flight when you have no idea what any of it is and everything is on the table for what you've got to choose from. Fantastic. So can't thank my wife enough for putting this thing together and kind of giving me a little bit of a challenge. So these were interesting. The 4 and 5, were interesting. I think I'd finally come back to 4 being the rye, but I was getting the fruitiness, but I was struggling with trying to figure out what that part was. And then 5, I just was not getting that port influence. I'd have to almost pour some of it to kind of see about getting that. And maybe it had oxidized a little bit too much and wasn't getting the impact that it probably a new fresh bottle would probably get. But absolutely fantastic. I mean, all of them are gone. And really, I mean, my number 2 is still here. Now, there was a fair amount in the glass, but absolutely love what Driftless Glen. I mean, I'll say that. I mean, I'm biased. I'm from Wisconsin, and I mean, what they're doing is absolutely incredible. I mean, they're really producing some absolutely fine whiskey. So there you have it. So, guys, thank you so much. And I have to say a big thanks to my wife Julie for just putting this whole thing together and kind of letting me do this. I do this a lot with other people and doing tastings, but to be challenged for me to do it, it's kind of fun to just kind of run through a little bit of a lineup like this. And this thing was all over the board. So thanks to her for putting this stuff together. Had a really fun time with this. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Like I said, so next Tuesday, we'll have Brian Tracy from Sagamore on. And we'll kind of run through a lot what's going on with the distillery, the whiskeys, what's coming, what's been released, our May Mash and Journey Spring Fling that we've got coming up at Sagamore. That's awesome. Can't wait to do that. Hopefully meet a lot of people. Really excited for that. So great venue, great location, great distillery. Everything. It's got the makeup of a really great event, 2-day event. Friday will be in for a good part of the day. Saturday will be the main part of it, but we're going to be out at the Sagamore Farm. We'll be at the Sagamore Distillery. Lots of stuff, bands, music, games, barrel picks, swag bags, all kinds of good stuff. So we'll let everybody in on all of that here coming up pretty soon. We're working on some of the details. We're getting some of the glassware kind of finalized for everything, but it should be one heck of an event. So we're really looking forward to meeting a lot of people, everybody who supports us, just anybody in general. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate you tuning in for another Tuesday night. Again, next week we'll have Brian Tracy from Sagamore on. But yeah, can't thank you guys enough for being part of this and participating and hanging in there with me for the blind flight that my wife put together. So really appreciate that. So guys, thank you again. We'll see you next Tuesday. Cheers. And yeah, looking forward to just a good 2023. So thanks guys. We'll see you next Tuesday. Cheers.